If you've ever wondered what it takes to turn your talent and your passions into a career, this episode is for you. Welcome to the Cash Café powered by Butterfield. I'm your host, Terri K, and today's guest is a Bermuda born songwriter, entrepreneur, and the founder of the Lumina Festival, a platform bridging financial education, cultural experiences, and entertainment for the next generation. So take a seat because this conversation is more than just about music and being creative. So today I am sitting down with a Bermudan who took everything he has learned from the American music industry and is bringing it back home to Bermuda to not only build something, but to change something. He is currently in rooms having conversations that we don't typically have in our community as it relates to wealth and financial awareness. Some of those conversations still remain taboo today. Welcome to the Cash Cafe, Zach, and thank you for taking a seat with me.
Thank you for having me.
As always, as always. Now, Zach, I want to start with your origin story, and I do want to get your background because you did study business administration at Oakwood, and then you did some postgraduate certifications at NYU in digital media marketing. So, how did those two chapters in your life shape the lens that brings you to everything you're building today?
Good question. With business administration, marketing, digital media marketing, it's all about storytelling, branding, uh, consumer research, and drawing a certain demographic or audience in your target market. And I would say going to school for that really helped me to hone in on the demographic that we're trying to attract for the Lumina Festival. And yeah, really reach out and market to our community as well in a way that they know our event is for them.
Now, what have been some of the challenges or what have been some of the lessons you've learned thus far with trying to tap into that specific market in Bermuda in comparison to maybe some experiences that you've had in America? Because I feel like there's probably a difference, a big
Hmm.
difference.
Well, similar events like Invest Fest or Afrotech, even the South by Southwest have been around for years now. InvestFest 5 plus years, Afrotech and South by Southwest 10 plus years. So with that, in coming home, it's a new event, and Bermudians are a little slow to change at times. So yeah, with that, getting ourselves ingratiated within community, showing people that we're for real and we're really about making a positive impact. It's taken some time, but the amount of people that showed up last year was encouraging to know that we're on the right path, and we look forward to having more people this year.
Now, with last year and this year, what was the approach, right? So, how did you start this idea? Like, where did it come from? Because, like I said, your experience in American music and entertainment is probably completely different to what that industry looks like in Bermuda. So, talk to me about like how did we get to the point where we knew that Lumina was necessary.
Well, it started with me originally having this idea of coming back home to do a music festival. I saw a gap in the creative community here and wanted to fill it. And yeah, using my contacts and resources to really build an interconnected network for creatives. But in coming home a lot more often, starting in 2023, I just noticed the wealth gap was massive here. In research, finding out that Bermuda had the third biggest wealth gap in the world behind Chile and Mexico. Um, I just kind of just from talking to individuals who lacked the same understanding of the way money worked that I did, I wanted to create a platform where we could all be seen, heard, and have individuals that look like us identify with our stories on one main stage.
I actually want to dive a little bit deeper into that gap that you mentioned. Like, what was it for you that spoke to you and said, I don't understand how to use or how to make my money work for me? Like, what was your like aha moment or your light bulb that kind of told you, like, I need to actually take this seriously?
Well, for music, when I started collecting royalty checks, uh, getting that amount of money up front was the first time I was just like, okay, I don't ever want to be broke again, but at the same time, I don't know what to do outside of saving to make my money work for me. So that's where conversations with my cousin, Mandela Fubler, who hosts our workshop on Investing 101. Uh, yeah, Mandela, yeah, he was the first person I talked to, like, hey, man, I have this money. I really want to learn about investing, how to diversify my portfolio. And yeah, he broke it down to me in a really simple way. And talking to some of my friends and peers, it was all new news and new information to them. So from there, I really gathered, okay, it's not just me. A lot of us kind of have similar stories. Even people that have great jobs here, uh, are 3 paychecks away from being broke too. So learning how to invest our money, multiply it through just different sources, just yeah, really resonated with me, particularly for our community.
And I want to say, like, it's interesting that we're now in 2026. Some of us are in our mid to late 30s, and we're just now starting to have these conversations in a meaningful way. And so, when you had that conversation with Mandela, what were some of the things that you realized that you don't know, and the people that you were talking to as well, like outside or inside your circle? Like, what were some key things, like, I don't know about options, I don't know about, like, a ticker. Like, what were some things that you realized, like, I just don't know these things?
You named two already. Uh, he talked about I want to say it was saving 20% of your income. Th- I'm probably gonna get this wrong. I don't want to mess it up, but it was breaking up 100% and taking certain percentages, investing a portion, saving a portion, living off a much smaller portion, uh, and yeah, making a portion of it like work for you as far as like everyday expenses. So yeah, that was the first time anyone had really broken that down to me. I was always taught, like a lot of us, just save, 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 save your money. No one ever talked to me about investing, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, uh, yeah, ETFs, any of it. So it was a whole new world that was opened up to me.
Now talk to me about, like, the transition or the difference that you now have, because, like, you've been open your mind has been opened up to, like, this separate world, like you mentioned. But when we were saving, or when you were saving, how do you now feel in comparison to back then? If you were just about saving before, but now you opened yourself up to other ways of, earning and making your income, what has been that difference like, and that shift in your mindset around your finances?
Great question. It's been exciting to be honest with you because it's not just about me. Like there I have a group of people that I can talk to, like, hey, have you seen this stock? I see people are invested in this. Like the market, stocks have gone down. Like what are you gonna buy into? And so just to be able to have those type of conversations with friends, peers, even people that I've met throughout this whole Lumina Festival journey, it's been exciting.
And I wouldn't say, because I feel like myself personally, like, that's something that I resonate with as well. Like, it just
Yeah,
being
you've been preaching it a lot longer than I have.
and just it changes the dynamic of your conversations and the types of conversations that you can have, because I do feel like in the world in general, a lot of us do just have very surface level conversations. Hey, how you doing? The weather's great today. Okay, let's move on. But now you're having conversations with people that are causing you to think a little bit deeper as well about, like, how do you show up in the world? And one thing I do want to talk about, because you are creative, you have been in that industry overseas, and now you've brought that to Bermuda. Have you noticed that creatives tend to separate their finances as it relates to, if I make this type of money, I'm only gonna deal with it one type of way? Or have you noticed that creatives are a little bit more open with their finances? Like, do creatives seem to have their finances in order, or are they like a group that's just like, we're just gonna figure it out, we're just gonna roll with the roll with the flow?
I think being a creative is intertwined with just kind of going with the flow. So with that, creatives, in my personal opinion, need financial advisors and help the most.
Mm.
So yeah, with that, yeah, within our community, the creative community, yeah, a lot of people have given me thanks, or just like reached out to say like they appreciate what I'm doing, like it's helped them in a major way. So yeah, creatives need help financially and managing their money. So from songwriters, producers to artists of different mediums, whether you're a painter and stuff, uh, you're gonna have contracts. There's gonna be negotiations. You may have royalties. You may be commissioned for something. Uh, that one big check that you may get, it may be bigger than what some people with a salary get within 3 months or so. But how are you gonna manage that?
And so talk to me about the groups or the types of people that you've had around you when you were in the music industry specifically, and even now. Like, what are some of the, I guess, titles you can say of people that you've had to talk to or lean on for advice? I mean, you mentioned a financial advisor, but who are some other professionals that were kind of in your corner to help you navigate an industry that at one point was new to you?
My lawyer, for one. My lawyer. Say that again. So she was awesome at just helping me to navigate. I'll say my dad too. With his background in business, just being able to talk to him about this contract, this is what's going on and stuff. And other than that, some of my peers who were a little further advanced than me, whether they had just gotten a publishing deal or something like that, like this is how their contract went, this is how they broke down the numbers and stuff. So I would say I was last to be successful within my peer group. So I was able to observe, ask questions, and get advice from the people around me.
Now, one thing I do want to, I guess, transition to is the Solara Festival that you guys had. I want to say it was February.
Oh yeah, the unplugged.
Right. So I want to go back to that because I want to dive into that catalyst. Like, what was it that caused you to create that? Because you have experience in an industry that a lot of us look at from the outside looking in and we think, oh, that's great, that's amazing. Why don't we have that here? So, what was it that kind of spoke to you to say, this is something that I need to create in Bermuda and it needs to be for creatives because of why?
Yeah, kind of going back to my original plan, just seeing a gap here. A lot of we have so many extremely talented artists here, who just simply need a platform to express their creativity, and the options to do so as well. So with that, Lumina Festival consists of two major events, which is our Financial Literacy Summit and day two, a Stellara Music and Arts concert. So with that, we had an incredible proof of concept last year for the Financial Literacy Summit. Did not, speaking about financial literacy, we didn't have the funds to launch the music side. So we kept the main thing, and really pushing the Financial Literacy Summit. So February was awesome in rolling out our entertainment side, which highlighted, well, four or five local artists. Uh, Demara Mayberry, we had Quinn, Gavin, founder Acoustic participated. We had Singer Boy as well. And Sia Spence made a surprise appearance for us. She killed it. So, yeah, it was just meeting really cool artists that are doing great things here, like giving them a cool platform to be able to express themselves. And also, they opened for Shalea, who's an incredible artist, Grammy nominated artist overseas. Justin Wilson, who's a Grammy Award winning composer, he led our band. So these are things that these artists can put on their resumes. And I look forward to doing more for that community as well.
Now talk to me about that format for that event because I remember there was like it was fundraising that was attached to it, but then there was also like, buying seats and buying tables and things like that. So talk to me about the importance or the reasonings as to why that was kind of the way you guys did it for this first go round.
It's pretty much our motto. So every time we do a concert, it will always be a benefit concert, and the proceeds will go towards our financial literacy initiatives and making them self-sustainable.
Okay, and so with that, when it comes to the initiatives that you guys have, let's talk about this. Like, let's dive a little bit deeper into this because we've talked about Lumina, and Lumina is like the flagship. So now it's now become its own thing now. But what are some of the financial awareness initiatives that you guys have that you're pushing for?
Well, one, we have our first long-term plan. Excuse me, we have our first long-term program that is launching April 20th through June 26th. And that we will be working with three of the sports clubs. Shout out to Worksman's, Rangers, and also North Village, who will be partnering with us for our program, The Playbook. It is a 10-week course that consists of investing 101 with Mandela Fubler, budgeting 101 with our friend Sylvia Taylor, and also a wellness element that will be added with Servio Cox.
No, the playbook is a cute name. It's a cool name, first of all. And I do love that it's with these sports clubs because one thing that we have spoke about off mic before is like that barrier to entry when it comes to the financial space because a lot of people that are talking about finances don't look like us and they're not having these conversations in places where we are, which most men do tend to still go to sports clubs. And so that is a big shout out to you guys for doing that. But can you talk to me about like who the target audience is for that for this program and why them?
The target demographic for the program is Black men ages 18 through 45. Those are the most important money earning years, and we just want to make sure that these men have the tools and resources to take control of their financial future. I was having a conversation with Omar Deal from Home, and in that program, I want to say out of the 1,100 people that they have, 90% of the homeless population in Bermuda is Black Bermudian men.
Mm.
And with that, we noticed that there's a gap. There's an information gap, and a lot of men, although they have interest in learning about investing or budgeting or furthering their money journey, they, in a sense, lack access. And again, with us wanting to create an environment that highlights financial education and culture. We want to create a safe space for these Black men to have relatability and feel comfortable to ask any question and really just learn. So we're bringing it to the environment where they're the most comfortable.
Now, talk to me about what it is that you want them to take away from the different sessions that they have, but like because I feel like sometimes when these types of seminars and sessions are put on, it all sounds great, even when it looks like us or people that look like us are putting them on. People tend to be a little bit apprehensive of going because they're like, okay, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of it? So, what is the 1 to 3 or 20 things that you want them to get out of it when they come?
Sure, I want them to have a great understanding about investing. Mandela's going to do a great job of breaking that down from a entry level standpoint all the way up to an intermediate and advanced level, and that's what they'll be learning throughout those 10 weeks. So the men will also have homework. It's a hybrid course as well. So he'll be doing online tutorials. There will be stocks of the week. So they'll have full access to Mandela's program. Also with budgeting that Sylvia will be handling. Uh, Everybody needs to know like where their money should be going, whether portion, what portion you should be saving, what portion you should be investing, um, how much you should be spending on leisure and stuff. I know a lot of us within our community spend a little bit more on leisure than we should. So just really helping them hone in and get an idea of how their money should be spent. And then Sergio Cox, uh, wellness is a big part of what we want to do. So, health is wealth at the end of the day. The mental connection to financial education is important because staying fit, the way you eat and stuff affects the way your mind works. And I think the overall making of the man, wellness, financial education and stuff, and learning what to do with your money, I think we'd be in a much better place if like the men uh, were leaders within their households in those aspects. So yeah, I'm excited to launch this, and it's our pilot. It's our first one. We're starting with those three great clubs. I look forward to doing it at more. But yeah, it's free for all these men. There's 15 slots at each club. Please, you can sign up and register at the Lumina Festival. Excuse me, at Lumina Fest slash the Playbook.
Now, one thing I do want to ask, I do want to dive into maybe the format a little bit more to kind of understand, like, okay, if I am a Black man between 18 and 45, because it's three clubs, it's Warwick Workman, Southampton Rangers, and North Village Community Club, do I have to go to sessions at all three clubs? Do I just pick a home club? Do I have to be a member of these clubs, or can I just, sign up? So maybe dive a little bit deeper into those nuances.
Yeah, you pick a home club. From there, you'd be registered for the 10 weeks. There will be 8 mandatory weeks of learning. And once you complete those, you will get a free Lumina Festival ticket to our next Financial Literacy Summit. Also, uh, yes, there will be food provided. I want to say around 5:30 to 6. We'll get into our education portion from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. So the first hour will be all about investing with Mandela, and the second hour will alternate between budgeting with Sylvia and the wellness element with Sergio Cox.
Dope. And so when we're talking about the alternating, is it like it's alternating weeks or like 30 minutes of budgeting, 30 minutes of the wellness? Like talk to me a little bit
Yeah,
about
sure.
that.
I'd say an hour of vesting, maybe a 15-minute intermission, and then 45 minutes of either wellness or budgeting.
Got you. Okay. Let's be real. Money can be confusing, and many of us were never really taught how to manage it properly. That's why I like tools such as Nudge, which is free thanks to Butterfield. Nudge is a financial awareness tool that helps you understand your money in a simple, no pressure way. It works a bit like a personal money coach, sending you timely, personalized nudges about things that matter to you and your finances. You also get a personalized feed with easy to digest money tips, real world stories, and tools that help you stay on track. Whether you're looking to save, pay down debt, or just make better money decisions day to day. Because when your money feels more manageable, life is just a little easier. Now, everyone that's watching and listening to this should sign up, especially if you're a black man between 18 and 45. Now, talk to me about, we talked about the reason why we're focusing on the black man, but okay, if we're talking, this is the pilot and the pilot has done well, and we're looking at 27 and the next version of this, like, what does that look like for you guys? Like, after this one is proven that it works and it's well attended, what's the next step?
I would say getting more clubs involved. Um, More wanted to be involved this year, but we can only do as much with as we can with the resources that we're given. So shout out to Centennial Bermuda Foundation, who are our biggest supporter for this event, and to make it really happen. So the more sponsors we have for these type of initiatives, the more people we can reach.
I love that. Now, Lumina Fest 2.0 is coming this year. So
Yes.
talk to me about, when that's happening and what are some of the things we need to get ready to look forward to?
So the original date was May 19th and through the 21st. But with this men's program launching, we really want to hyper focus on executing this at a high level. It's our first long-term program, and these men are very important to us, and their education is extremely important to us. So we didn't want to, it was a lot to juggle, trying to plan something as big as Lumina Fest while doing this program. And yeah, we will be back September 25th and the 26th. September 25th for the Financial Literacy Summit, and Solara Music and Arts Concert will debut September 26th.
Dope. Now, let's talk about what you can share as it relates to Lumina. So, because last year we had, the different workshops and we had the different speakers. So, talk to us about like what is the day one going to look like for someone who's like, okay, I'm definitely down to try to buy my ticket for Lumina Fest, but what can I look forward to? What can I expect?
Sure. So we are going to follow a similar model as last year. I will start off with a local keynote speaker. Last year we had Curtis Dickinson, who was awesome. We're looking to fill that space. Uh, Followed by that, we will have breakout. Excuse me. Followed by that, we will have panelists. So all of our panels will take place in between 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. And then after that, we will have a breakout session for lunch, followed by our international keynote speaker. And then after that, we'll have workshops throughout the day. So some of the workshops that we'll have, in addition to the ones that we already had, we have estate planning, real estate as well. I'm looking forward to Dan Woods being a part of that, and a few other incredible people. We'll have a panel on hybrids. Uh, in Bermuda, I think everybody naturally has a side gig. So with that, it's about balance and scaling your side business while maintaining your job. So also we will have a panel on life insurance again, estate planning, investing, and we'll have some more advanced workshops as well for similar topics of investing, digital currency, that will be led by some of Bermuda's top executives and leaders in that space.
Now, are there any sessions or any people that you know are gonna be coming that you're most excited about or that you're most excited about seeing? I know you mentioned Dan, so you can't say Dan again, but is there anyone else or anything else that you're, like, really excited to bring this year that wasn't there or that was there last year that's coming back a little bit better?
Honestly, all our panels, our panelists and speakers did such an awesome job last year. I'm excited for everyone to come back. But I'm looking forward to the new panels that we'll have in the new workshop. So real estate was a big one that people really wanted more information on. So I'm excited to have that present this year.
I
And
I'm sorry.
also, you let out for our budgeting workshop, which is extremely important as well. So looking forward to having you back again.
I'm excited and I'm definitely looking forward to however and whenever I can support because I feel like, and that's what I wanted to talk about, which is sorry I cut you off earlier, was about the feedback. So you guys, had a list of topics that you think were the most important and you presented them. And then, you know, participants said, like, this is something that I want or this is something that I need more information on, and you guys listened, and now you've added that back. So I do want to give you guys your flowers and give you guys thanks for that because that's another thing that I think keeps people out of having these conversations. It's like, okay, I'm saying what I need, but no one's giving me what I'm asking for. So now I might as well just stay where I am and just not do anything better. So talk to me about the importance of that, the importance of listening to those that came and even those that didn't get a chance to come that may have helped you guys make certain decisions on what to keep, what to change, etc.
I think it goes back to what I mentioned earlier about coming from a marketing background. Consumer research was a big part of it. It's important to appeal to the demographic which you're trying to reach, and like listening is a big part of that. So from last year, life insurance was probably the most popular topic. So shout out to Roxanne Christopher, who shined the light on that. And yeah, from there, like just from looking at all of the reviews and stuff, although we had a lot of positive reviews, people talked about wanting to learn more about real estate. Investing was great, and then there's also we had an investing 101 with Mandela. We had options with Delani Williams. But there are some people that are executives that are doing their thing, they have portfolios already, and they were looking for more advanced workshops. So with that, we're going to accommodate that demographic as well to make sure there's something for everybody.
Now, speaking of everybody, one thing that we didn't touch on, we haven't touched on yet because we're going to talk about it right now, is the presence of the youth. Because this entire conversation and who it's for, although yes, we're serving those of us that are right now kind of in the thick of it, but there's a generation that's coming behind us that we know from our experience, if we had this information younger, we would have done a little bit more earlier. So, talk to me about who you guys had last year and what, if anything, are you doing differently this year to get more youth out?
Sure. So last year we had about 60 students present. The two schools that showed up for us were Barclay Institute and Bermuda Institute. So shout out to Bermuda Institute for having the first financial literacy course on island, led by Sheena Smith. She was one of our panelists who led a workshop as well. Sheena's been awesome, big supporter of everything that we're doing. We want to have at least 100, 120 students for this year. We're targeting high school seniors. We view this as a field trip for personal development through financial literacy education. We're going to have more workshops and things in place for the students to learn as well.
I'm excited to see that. I kind of wish I was back in high school so that I can restart some years, but I don't want to go through some of those things again. So it's like, you know what? No, I'm
Boom.
fine. I'm fine at being 30. And shout out to both BIs because I went to both BIs, Barkley and Bermuda Institute. So shout outs to them for, for kind of signing on to something that was a first, right? Like they didn't know that it was going to help their students. They were just like, let's support and the worst that could happen is they learn something new and the best that could happen is they are now better at finances, etc. 10 years from now, what is Lumina Fest going to be, not just for yourself and your team, but for the island of Bermuda? Like, where do you see Lumina fitting in the current landscape of Bermuda in 10 years?
I would love for Lumina to be just as big as some of the major financial literacy festivals that take place globally. I want Bermuda to be the primary destination for financial literacy education, culture, and entertainment. I want to continue to grow our capacity and reach not just Bermuda, but other Caribbean islands as well. I want us to be the staple for it, and I want to continue to grow and evolve into something beautiful, a social enterprise that thrives on its own, but also the catalyst is helping other people.
Now, one thing I do want to say for anyone that's listening, whether they want to, be there as young professional and artist that's trying to like make sure that they don't just go with the flow with the money, but even for these sponsors, like people out there that are like, this is something that I want to get my business and my brand behind. Where can they find more information and how can they connect with you guys so that they are in the space or they're helping to support the space?
Sure, you can find all of our information on www.luminafest.com. You can find out more information on our men's program, how you can support this year, how to be a partner, a sponsor, or even participate as a panelist. You can also follow us at the Lumina Festival on Instagram. You can shoot us a DM, and you can personally shoot me an email at zach, at luminafest.com.
Now, as we close, is there anything that we didn't talk about that is burning your chest right now in your heart and you have to get it out there, or one thing that you want to double down on to make sure that anyone that's listening remembers that one thing?
I would honestly like to go back to our men's program. That we still have spaces available. So, for the men listening out there, for the moms listening, aunts, girlfriends, wives, you can register your men at the luminafest.com/, the playbook. And yeah, feel free to also check out our Instagram page. We have the flyer pinned. You can click on that and register your man at either North Village, Southampton Rangers, or Warwick Worksman's.
Perfect. So with that, Zach, it is time for both of us to get up from our seats at the Cash Cafe today. And I really hope and pray that everything that you're working on in Bermuda is not just successful for yourself and your team just to see your work that you're doing, come to fruition, but for literally the island, because I definitely know that we need this.
I'm happy to be of service to the island in this way, and I'm just excited to continue to do more.
If this conversation sparks something in you about your finances, your craft, or what it means to give back, let that feeling push you into action by hitting the like button and subscribing to this YouTube channel so that you never miss a new conversation. Check the description box below to find out more details about today's guests, Ari98, and myself, Terri K. Until the next conversation, it's time to get up from your seat at the Cash Cafe.